You're listening to 182.3. Care what people think.
Guess what? You're overwhelmed, and that's okay. Welcome back to the Care What People Think podcast with your hosts, Will and Ryan. Ryan did not expect me to start out that way.
That was overwhelming.
Damn. Yeah, he's waiting for me to do the most. Usually I just, we start out with like a joke at the beginning. Nope, just flat out the title. I should have said how not to be overwhelmed in school.
Wait, what? That's what we're talking about today? That's so overwhelming.
That's wow. So 100%. If
now
you're
I
new,
just feel like I'm a wait, before anything, dude, I feel like I'm a kid's show like host. Oh my gosh, wow, it's so overwhelming. All right, anyway.
Yeah. If you're new here, this podcast goes over a bunch of different, struggles, life lessons, experiences you don't expect to encounter, or I guess you do expect to encounter, like, everyone gets overwhelmed in school, in your 20s or in college, or even if you're in high school. And we're going to be, that I feel like is a prevalent topic because at least I think out here, one of my friends in college, she is on spring break I think next week. So it's about to be spring break. And do you know what does it mean after spring break, Ryan?
It means back to school. And then summer.
Oh, I was going down the route of like, no one gives a shit. Because after it's spring break, no one, it's just, okay, I got to study for finals because I don't fucking care about anything. I'm ready for summer.
Well, guess what else, bro? Before spring break, nobody gives a shit either. But also that is true. They give less of a shit. You're right. You're not wrong.
Yeah. But to start off the episode, something I'm proud of going this week. I did kind of say this 2 episodes ago, which was a little bit of a bait, being like, oh, I did a contractual freelance job for a YouTuber. But that video got posted, so now I have like the analytics to show what actually happened because I was proud of myself for getting the basically job position. But yeah,
you have the proof in the pudding.
I do. So the video is now on 1.1 million views, which is absolutely insane. And bro shouted me out. But yeah,
it was Logan Paul.
Yep, totally Logan Paul. And it I had like, I'm sorry, Ryan watched the video too. I sent it to literally everyone because I'm like, bro, this makes no fucking sense. I don't want to. I'm sorry. The video it sounds like a glazing sesh of my channel. Like I get mentioned so much. I did not expect that at all. And I just am so grateful for it. And I've numerically gained up 500 subscribers this week, which is the most I've ever had. And then also I just posted a short today and it's my 1 out of 10 and it's already on 1.7K views. So life's going great and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of everything that's happened.
I'm proud of you, Will. That is actually really cool, man. I know you put a lot of work into the products that you helped him with. If you guys don't know, I think it's very fair to like advertise and promote that. So, Will, what's the title of the video, man?
It is actually titled. Oh yeah, I guess now I could like kind of type it in first. I could actually share it right now. If anyone knows Sam Bucha, that is the creator, and it's called, I believe, I Tried 1-Star YouTuber Products. I believe.
Will was mumbling. I tried 1-Star YouTuber product.
I tried knockoff YouTuber products. 1.1 million views, posted 9 days ago.
Either way, the reason why I bring that up is because I watched it. I saw the hard work that you put into it, and I think it's really damn cool that it like popped off as it did. It gave you a little bit of a following. Even people listen to the podcast from it. I think that's really awesome.
True.
Just the reach, and yeah, dude, I'm grateful that I don't know. I'm just like really happy that your hard work paid off. I know you've put a lot of time into things, so that's awesome.
Thanks. Yeah. Literally a couple of you might be listening to this because of that. You found the channel, and then from the channel you found the podcast. So we appreciate if you're listening. But
back to school though, and how not to be overwhelmed. Isn't that right, Will?
Yeah.
See, okay, well, not cliche like the intro that Will did. How to not be overwhelmed. No, but actually, I'm going to get to the root cause of why school is overwhelming. I'm just going to say it. I think, personally, too many deadlines, not enough time. Sometimes, dude, in college, there were professors telling me to do 3-4 assignments per class. When I have 5 or 6 classes, that adds up, bro. If you're not good at math, it's still not that hard. It's like 25 assignments total. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And not to mention the textbooks, the exams, the group projects. I just feel
True.
like the pressure to be perfect with grades, extracurriculars, also touching grass once in a while and having friends, that's a lot. So it's very
Yeah.
overwhelming. For me, I think the hardest part was trying to do everything at once. And when I finally started prioritizing things, things got really easy. So what I mean by that, put down a schedule. We've talked about this in so many episodes, but really just like prioritize what you want to do in your life. Take one thing at a time, and school is not set up for that. I really am like behind that theory that school is trying to fuck up your mind as much as possible, and you're trying to not fuck up as much as possible. Like you're trying to just survive almost. And I think that is a really cool aspect to college is because I mean it taught me a lot of things that I can now use in the real world. Although maybe I didn't learn as much in the classes, I learned how to survive. And
Yeah.
for me, that's how I kind of get through things. I have a question for you, Will. Like, so what was like one of your biggest struggles in high school, college, whatever it was? Was it like more the time management or the procrastination aspect? What do you think?
That's a good question because when you were saying like, oh, you have to keep everything like afloat at once. You have friends, you have the homework and deadlines, you have extracurricular activities if you're going to do that. You have the stress from your parents of doing well. You have group projects and stuff. My whole struggle was really the social aspect, mostly because since uh, I it was easier through middle school because Ryan and I both had soccer. We went to different schools, but when you're in a sport, at least our perspective, you can just vibe with the people on your team if they go to your school or just any of the sports people, and you can kind of get by. Once it came to high school, it's tough. It's tough being a freshman because there's so many new things happening that like I let go of the social thing first, and then everything became a lot easier. So like deadline. Okay, you know what? You know what? You know what? I graduated college with literally a 4.0. Okay, I graduated college with a 4.0, but my college treats A minuses as a GPA of a 3, which makes no fucking sense. So technically I have a 3.96, but whatever, whatever. I graduated with a 4.0, right?
Yeah.
I have never had a missing assignment. I can flex that because I worked hard to make sure that was not the case. And so that came at the cost though of like how many stories did Ryan make by having missing assignments? I don't want to just assume you had
Whoa,
any, but
whoa,
but
whoa. Don't know what you're talking about.
Ryan put much more of his energy in like wanting to like make memories. And I mean, I wouldn't say travel because you can't travel during the school year, but like just having more of that social life versus me, I was like a lot more secluded with like, oh, I like YouTube, and everyone at fucking school was like, that's dumb as fuck, especially being in Colorado. I feel like if I was in California or just a bigger city, I would have had more like
A
understanding of because
social aspect and
well,
understanding
like
what other people do.
well,
Yeah,
like people in California, they're like, "Oh, you're vlogging? Cool." It's like normalized because so many
totally.
people do it here. But in Colorado, especially in 2014, 15, everyone's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" We played Pokemon Go on 2 phones and we're recording downtown by Ryan's house, and everyone was looking at us. Everyone
Dude,
was
we were
looking at
like
us.
the nerdiest looking little kids too, and I loved it, man. I will never to this day ever say anything weird about it, but in the moment, we
Yeah,
felt like the weirdest kids in the world
yeah.
because, yeah, felt judged. Also, at that point, you're just hitting puberty too. That did not help either. So,
Yeah. So I secluded myself, just I lowered the social thing. So I actually didn't have that much of a struggle. And again, school came very easy for me naturally. Like regurgitating the information someone told me was pretty like my brain worked like that.
mhm.
Not multiple choice. I did IB. Bro, they do not prepare you for multiple choice. Ryan, I
Explain
don't
what
think you know
IB
this.
is because a lot of people don't know
Dude,
what that means.
okay, so IB stands for International Baccalaureate, and it's basically a fancy term for saying you write a fuck ton more than you need to depending on your job. So I went to an IB, I think I went to an IB preschool, elementary school, middle school, and then up until 10th grade, I did it. And then I was like, dog, I want to be a YouTuber. So, like, why the fuck do I need to learn how to write really good? Like, that's not in my field. And most of my teachers were like, that's not a job. And I went, I don't care. I'm quitting. And then I left. And but
When are you
it's
gonna
basically
be
it's
Shakespeare?
like no, actually, it's a little dude, you had to write essays in math. Like I'm it's
No, no,
everything
no. I
just
know it's probably the equivalent of like all I'm gonna say is it's the equivalent of being an author, but not on your own terms, low key. It seems like you're just kind of doing. It
So
for
you,
I don't know.
yeah.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
No, so basically, I got really bad at multiple choice, which life is all about multiple choice. You have to pick between decisions, and I'm not great at decision making. And what you do is that you learn how to bullshit really, really well because IB typically rewards participation,
Bullshitters.
effort, and like explanation. So, like an example, what's an example? Oh, yeah, an example. Ryan and I do a podcast episode and say that's an assignment. And then we would then finish the episode and then we would both answer 5 questions about how it's a lot of reflection. We would basically answer like five
How the
questions
assignment
on
went.
how the assignment went, how it impacted our day, what we could have done better for next time. Like it's a good value, but it really depends on your job because like if you want to be in science or in history, that's very good. You need to be really good at
Yes.
writing. The only other benefit I see is it makes college look like a fucking joke because it's so much harder than college. I don't actually, I'm going to give my answer and then I'm going to ask you. In my opinion, the hardest year of school is sophomore year. 1,000,000%. That is the hardest academic year of school in my experience. What would you say is the hardest? I have a feeling
Well,
you're going to say
like
senior year
sophomore
of
year
college.
of high school or
Sophomore
college,
year of high school was the hardest school ever was for me ever, including community college and
which
3
makes
years of
sense because that was
college.
your last year IB. But for
Yeah.
me, it was my junior year of college
Okay.
because I picked up a second concentration, had
Okay.
double the amount of shit to do. Also, I was just learning what I like to do, so I was all over the place with things while still getting my AUCCs, which are just like the extra credit classes that you have to do to graduate, whatever. Not extra
Yeah.
credit, but you know what I mean. All I'm saying, it was a clusterfuck junior year. And yeah, I'll get more into that, but you continue by saying what you were trying to say.
I think
You
I
said
think that was
sophomore
mainly
year.
you said. Oh yeah, well sophomore year. If you were an IB, at least in Colorado, bro, you know it's fucked because IB history class. I would partially blame as the reason I have my disease because I've never been so stressed in my life. They don't know the cause of autoimmune diseases of Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, but stress is a huge contributor, and I was so fucking stressed because you have to do a mock trial of did I ever tell you about this?
Yeah,
Stupidest assignment ever.
you
There's
did because you were like you
it's
couldn't hop on to play video games for like a
oh
month.
yeah. Yeah, you literally uh basically you either are categorized into the Aztec or the Inca like um history and then you learn about the fall of each empire and then you have to basically the person that was in charge like Castro and the other person you have to take them to court and you are put on a side of yes what they did to take down an empire was good or bad kind of and the reason that's stupid as fuck is because my teacher was so invested in making this trial seem real we actually had cross examination how the fuck does it make any sense
No
for me to be
way.
like no literally okay other part of you were witnesses and part of you were lawyers. I was a witness. If you were a witness, you did all the work up front and then got to relax later. If you were a lawyer, you did no work up front. And then after like 4 months, by the way, this project was 6.5 months long. It started in
Yeah.
December and it finished in May. And
I'm
yeah,
not gonna lie, I'm falling asleep from what you're saying. That's how
right.
much like
That
how
was
boring.
ass. So you have that, and then you had chemistry, which chemistry's fucked. And then you had sophomore year of puberty just fucking sucking, and everyone was
Yeah.
mean to each other because everyone was stressed. So yeah,
Fair enough. That's actually super random. I get it for your sake, but I even feel like the stress, man. Like sophomore year, you're getting in your groove. Like, if anything, it's freshman year and junior year that I think are the most stressful because the reason I say
interesting.
freshman because you're just in a new environment. That's stressful. Not necessarily the classes are stressful, but that. And then I feel like junior year is like I like senior year is not stressful because you're I feel like over the majority of the hard classes and you kind of you're just senioritis. You're checked out. Junior year, you're kind of in the middle of it all. I feel like with taking a lot of classes, going through all that, and you still have like a year away, so you're not fully having that senioritis. Like yeah. So I
Yeah,
for me, that was me in college, man. I was overwhelmed as hell. And I'm just glad that we have these two perspectives because you are very school oriented. I'm not very school oriented, although I do understand why you go to school. And I mean, there's a lot of good reasons for it. I
yeah,
was not the type to like really dig in like you did. The reason, um, I want to bring this up though because I procrastinated a lot. Unlike you, I may or may not have over one or two missing assignments. So, um,
No, that's a good topic though.
well,
That's a
maybe
good.
like over probably over like 50. Let's be honest, but
That's
um,
fair.
no, I mean it's true, dude. And I think the hardest part was like starting the assignment because once I got going, it wasn't even that big of a deal. But if the assignment was stupid and I didn't feel like I genuinely felt like there was no benefit to it, then that was another hard part of getting the ball rolling. The reason I bring that up is because a really good way that I didn't get overwhelmed and I started like just getting into a task was I've brought this up with multiple things. I actually brought this up with a cleaning my room thing, where you literally just set a timer for
Oh
10
yeah.
minutes. You just do it for 10 minutes. Trust me, you are gonna want to continue cleaning your room. Same thing is with homework and other things. I would say the 5 minute rule on this. The reason why is because commit to working and you'll just keep going. And you don't even have to do 10 minutes because you're going to realize after 5 minutes, holy shit, I completed so much and I
Facts.
could do another assignment easily. And you understand that then it's not on your mind all the time because the whole procrastination cycle is super vicious. And I don't know. Like I felt like okay pushing it off until I was like, fuck, I really have a lot of shit to do. Um anyway,
What was your worst procrastination example where you had so much fucking work to do in the span of like a night, or like what was the worst?
honestly, again, I'm gonna bring up junior year. So I was in finals week, my second semester in junior year. I was taking 6 classes, which was like the maximum.
Damn.
Which is fine. I mean, everyone kind of does it at that time, but a lot of these business classes needed these presentations put together. And these presentations you should have been working on in groups or by yourself, depending on what it was, for like over a month or so. And
Mm,
my dumbass waited till like the last 2 weeks week. So I didn't wait till
okay.
like the last couple days, but I remember stressing out so bad because first off, I hate public speaking. So I go into presentations knowing my shit. So I put together presentations that take double or if not triple the amount of an average person to make, right?
Yeah.
Um anyway, got those done and I remember just getting sick as shit because like a day before I had to present all these because it just hit me like that. My immune system just died and I was just fucking wiped and I did it to
Damn.
myself. So honestly, man, that was definitely the worst thing I've ever procrastinated on. I still presented them with like one of the worst flu case symptoms ever, but
That's crazy.
dude, I pushed it off, man, and I mean my friends were doing it too, and we were just being dumbasses, and um, yeah, man, I basically say I don't recommend that, and that makes you overwhelmed at the last minute. So,
Yeah, no,
look,
I was going to say a good point like you said, so the timer, stick to find a system that works for you, cuz obviously like a timer for me, Ryan's gonna think I'm fucking nuts for this, but in
oh
my
god,
how I've worked, at least in school, is I would come home and from school, and then I would probably have like a little bit of time to relax, watch YouTube or whatever, because I was just at school, maybe like an hour, and then at that point, I would then start doing homework in order of shortest to longest. So in my head, math is way easier than English. In English, because IB, you just have to write a fuck ton, so your hand would get tired, or you're typing, your hands would just get tired. So for math, usually the homework was only one sheet front and back, if not just a packet. And so I was like, let me do that first. And then once I finish that within like 45 minutes maximum, then it's like, boom, one thing done off the list. Now I can keep going. And then I kind of have the same like motivation, like you said, where you just
yeah,
start a certain amount. So I usually would do math first, or yeah, whatever takes the least amount of time. I still do that now when I get home from work. You know the first thing I do, Ryan? I get home from work 6 o'clock. Do you know the first thing I do?
do the dishes.
Yep, I do the dishes.
I kind of
This is-
figured because it gets the ball rolling. Like, are you
Yep.
actually being serious?
Yeah, no, I'm being serious. I think I've said this before. I come back home, and then sometimes if I'm on a phone call with my brother or my parents, then they're an hour ahead. So like I can call them as I'm leaving work, and then talk to them on the phone while I'm doing the dishes. So then I'm talking to them, but I'm also cleaning, which I had to do in general, but I can make it more enjoyable because I'm talking to
Totally.
someone. And then if they don't call, then I just do the dishes. So then boom, clean, done. Now I am set for dinner, and then I'll probably that's when I relax and then do the rest. But
This is such a little tangent, but dude, I since moving out have relied on phone calls to keep me going, whether it's with
really,
friends, family, girlfriend, whatever it is, just like when I'm doing small tasks. I mean, I wish I could say that this is terrible advice for like school and homework. I feel like you really have to just be I mean, we can
yeah,
talk about that actually in a second, but like for small tasks like the dishes or doing laundry or going
yeah,
on a walk, sometimes if you want to just have some company, I feel like a phone call, dude, has really saved me in that way. So, um, yeah, that's
no,
super
that's fair.
random, but
No,
that
that's
brings
fair.
me into a point. Do you think you like do you feel productive in a group or around friends? Because I have my answer.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, Ryan, 1,000,000% feels
Oh,
more productive when he's with people.
oh hell no.
Really,
No,
I
not
would
at
have thought the
all.
opposite. Okay, well, I
Although
just would shut
I
up. That's
prefer
crazy.
it. I prefer it. Don't get me wrong, because I have a better time doing it. I don't get
Yeah.
shit done, bro.
that's so that's funny because I well, I would say really it depends because if I think I work well with people, but there's totally those moments in high school where you're just in the library and you're like, I don't want to fucking work. All my friends don't want to fucking work, but we're in the library and say it's lunch or something. Well, you may not have been in the library during lunch. Your boy was. But I was
All
like
right.
just I was grinding out homework during lunch. That's also something if you want to not be overwhelmed and get ahead, bro, the library is open it hopefully is open all the time. Mine was, and I would just go and sneak food in the lunch in the library because then I could work
Yes,
while
officer
eating.
Will's right here. Yep,
Or
take him. Yep, that was his turkey sub, bro,
shoot,
on the
that
ground.
wasn't me. That
That
wasn't
was him,
me.
bro. That was him, bro. That's the one who opened the chips. He opened the chip bag, and everyone went, "What the fuck? It's in the library." All right, bro. All I can see
I'm
is
ready.
like I just have a visual in my mind where you're just like on this like rocking chair in the corner, just like reading one of your books, dude, and just all of a sudden,
Bro,
and then
my
everyone goes,
librarians no, my library during lunch was low key just it was low key just a clean lunchroom because everyone went in there. It was super loud and people just could work. Except the librarians had a fucking bone to pick with everyone. Dude, they walked over to me while I was chewing gum and there's no food ban food is banned in the library. But obviously everyone sneaks like snacks in. Bro, they almost kicked me out for chewing gum.
"Do you
Hello?
think librarians are real or they're AI?"
They're definitely real because who fucking comes up with that rule?
That's
Well,
what
I
I'm
guess the
saying,
robot would
bro.
follow it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. They don't have personality, dude. Have you ever seen them complete more than 5 sentences in a row, dude, and actually have a personality? I've never met a cool librarian. Oh my god, I said librarian.
Librarian.
Oh my god, dude.
He said it.
I did, dude, because
Who
you said
calls
it.
them libraries? Who calls them
Library,
libraries?
library, dude. I said it because you said it. Either way, bro. What fucking librarian has a personality, dude? I'm
None.
serious, bro. Nobody has a good story with one. Oh,
That's
my best
that's
friend, the
so funny.
librarian. Not. Dude, they just go into hibernation, bro. They go underground and reboot before the next school day. I swear. I guarantee they're AI, dude. ChatGPT got leaked through a librarian's head because it's genuinely just cords inside of their body.
Bro has had the worst experiences with librarians.
Look, yeah, they're just
I
ass.
will see my high school, they would just have like some people, if they had an off period or whatever, you could work for the library and get credits because they couldn't do it like college where you actually make money by working at a part of the college, but like you would get credits by being a teacher's assistant. So I would actually often see students work the library, but again, it was often very shy and
Individuals. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Um, but
makes
a
sense.
point that you said that I think is important with like working with other people. Obviously, the system, like knowing what environment you thrive in, if you work better independently or you work better in a group. Learning that about yourself is super important because then you can more set yourself up for success, where it's like, hey, we have a study group, we meet at this coffee shop every Sunday and we grind out this homework. I actually used to do that at Alley Cat when during sophomore year when chemistry was fucked. I would go there with a small
By
group
the
of
way,
friends.
Alley Cat is a
Oh yeah.
cafe 24/7 that was open literally just for college students, I felt like, right by campus. So,
Oh really? I thought it was just high schoolers. I always saw like in high school I saw people in there all the time from
well, I
my high
mean, it
school.
was, I mean, college students, high school students, but it was really for like that. It's like this downtown Colorado, Fort Collins, Colorado area for everybody to just hang
Yeah.
out, have a coffee, get work done. But I was just trying to give you a premise because we thought
Yeah,
it was so
it's
cool before the bars when we were 18 or 14 or whatever.
yeah, well, I mean, that was the system that I kind of had for at least like 2 months before a final. But yeah, like systems could be super simple. Like, is Sunday your homework day? I truly believe Sunday is homework day because that's what the fuck everyone does. They wait to do their homework until Sunday. So maybe you're also listening to the podcast as you're doing this fucking homework, which you should stop listening because it's overwhelming you because you can't listen and do work at the same time. At least that never worked for me. Could you do that? Could you listen to music and do homework? I
I
can't fucking do
can.
that.
I can. I'm going to put
What?
you on something that you might like. Dude,
Okay.
everyone knows. Everyone knows what I'm going to say, but it's
Nope.
goaded.
I
Lo-fi radio of
okay.
some dude, just put on lo-fi. I'm serious. Put it on literally low. Low lo-fi music. It is fire.
That's fair. I just start humming the rhythm in my head because I thought you were gonna. If people, dude, people next to me literally would be listening to shit like Dua Lipa and writing an essay. How are you not mixing the lyrics in your essay? I would start singing what I'm hearing. So lo-fi would make sense. But again, I didn't even know lo-fi really existed in high school. So that's a good tip. Um,
Yeah, I think also another really small one is EDM. No, I'm kidding, bro.
I was about to be like,
You're
ain't
just like,
no way.
yo.
Skrillex. While you're
Yeah.
just doing fucking you're reading. I don't
Yeah.
know how people listen. I can't listen to any music and read. I can't do that.
I put on headphones sometimes for the noise cancellation
Yep.
aspect.
Yep.
That's it. That's
Same.
it.
Yep.
But I still
Um
prefer being out in nature on like a bench or some shit, or even just like
oh,
somewhere. I don't know. I always prefer that. So
that's fair. Also like using your hobbies as like a reward. Like I would choose to do my homework first. So then Ryan and I could play Fortnite for 6 hours after I'm done. And that's that worked for like 2 whole years. So and I didn't have a missing assignment. So it did its thing. And then also kind of the last point, at least like in relation to
yeah,
the like people thing is I would like to say this is probably a fact. People and yourself, everyone can kind of relate. You're more calm when you are relating to other people if you're confused or just in general. Like if you don't know what the fuck's going on and you're a student, you're probably panicking like I don't know what the fucking assignment is. This sounds like a daunting task. I don't know what to do. I need help. And if you go to your parents, they may not be super receptive because one, they may not just help you, or two, they just may not get the whole thing because
or may
they're
not
a little bit
care.
older or may not care. And but then if you reach out to a student and they also don't know what the fuck's happening, now you guys are locked in. That's a great position to be in because then you guys can help each other. I have never cheated. I don't do that. Like I don't Ryan, I don't say this is petty, but like if someone were to say, "Hey, what was the math homework or whatever?" First of all, you're getting shut down. I'm not sending you the
Will
answers.
was that guy,
I'm
bro.
yeah,
I'm
I was
sorry.
I was
Will was
because
that guy, bro.
no, I'm not you needed to learn it, so I'm not gonna okay, that's whatever. Separate thing.
Learn
I
my
just apparently
fist,
remember
bro.
that.
That's all I care about, dude. Learn my fucking fist, dude. When your nose is bleeding. No, but okay, I get it. With people that were like begging for every assignment, that's
Yeah.
different.
No,
I
but I
think if
would
it
type it
goes,
out
okay, yeah,
on
that's crazy.
like if someone's like that's kind of petty. If someone said take a picture of answer 4 and 5, I would be like, oh, if I take a picture, I'm cheating. So let me type out the fucking word numbers
Will,
in
have
text
you ever
format.
grown? Do you have pubes, bro? I'm just asking you this on. I don't know, as a friend.
What are those? What are those?
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Also, your balls might be dropping in the next 7 to 8 years as well.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, dude, they touch your ankles by the age of 21. So, no, but I get it, man. I totally do, especially with like how much you valued like school and you didn't miss it an assignment, and that's just really just your brain chemistry, who you are as a person, and you're awesome for that, dude. I'm not gonna say anything bad about it. Me personally, work smarter, not harder. Just gonna say it. Dude, prioritize the most important tasks first, like Will said. If you need help, not cheating necessarily. I cheated. I don't care. I genuinely have, and I don't care because I helped other people do it too. I felt like as long as you are, it's not even really a collective cheating. That's a terrible way to put it. But as long as you're learning without just copy paste, copy paste, copy
Yeah.
paste,
Yeah.
I think that's different. It's like it's like Chat GPT. It's one of the like biggest things that is talked about these days, but people can use it for bad or for good. You can get the answer without doing any work, or you can use it to find an answer. And I think as long as you're using it for a learning purpose, that's awesome. Also, I want my grades to be good sometimes. So at the end of the day, putting my grades first, I feel like isn't terrible sometimes. Um, but what I'm trying to say with the work smarter, not harder, Will's right, man. Like you just got to prioritize the things that take less time. Do your own like routine to make things work. Um, I used to think taking breaks was like a waste of time or like really just like I don't know. I felt like it's stupid, whatever, and just get my shit done and I'll be done. But no, I actually got way more done when I took a 5-10 minute break in between, maybe even walked the block and I went back to it. I think it makes you way more productive. And that's another huge thing. So you build in breaks, that's huge. But yeah, I genuinely think we went over the time a little.
Yeah.
I'm going to wrap up a little bit saying, being overwhelmed, whether you're in school, whether you're out of school, whatever you're doing in life. I'm overwhelmed at this moment with my life and my job. Will, are you overwhelmed in some way?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, Will is a robot. Will is also a librarian.
librarian.
Bro is a librarian. But actually, though, what I'm trying to get at is everyone feels overwhelmed at some point in their life. School is, in my opinion, kind of built for you to be overwhelmed. It's just how you deal with it. So just take that as a grain of salt wherever you are in life. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's episode on how to not be overwhelmed in school. Hopefully, you got something useful out of this, whether it's tackling procrastination, managing your time better, like we said, or like I really just said, everyone's overwhelmed. Just take that with a grain of salt. Seriously. And if you enjoy this episode, make sure to follow the Care What People Think. Oh my God, I just fucked up.
He's overwhelmed.
I'm overwhelmed. No, dead ass, dude. No, but seriously, if you enjoy this episode, make sure to follow the Care What People Think podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. It means the world. And yeah, if you have a second, leave us a rating or review. Will forgot to plug us. He plugged his own YouTube channel at the beginning, but not us. It actually helps way, way more than you think. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week on 182.3.